Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a Wild Hunt Wednesday. Actually, it's a Tuesday, but I'm recording this beforehand. If you want to watch these recordings, join me on Twitch, share your thoughts, give suggestions on decks. Links above in the description. With that said, let's get right into this. This deck is nuts. I'm just calling it Spawn for now. I might come up with a cooler name. But basically, this deck is going to revolve around Idarran. So Idarran, first time you spawn a unit each turn, spawn a 1-power copy of it on this row and give it doomed. We're able to target a specific unit here using Karen Thier. I particularly love Kikimor Queen, but if you miss Kikimor Queen, you can go for Siri Dash. If you miss Siri Dash, you can go for Koshe. Lots of options. All kinds of fun stuff you can do. Doldu Lock is in here, I think mostly for this Chimera, for the consume. Puka also works pretty well in a longer round, forcing your opponent to play an awkward sequence so that you don't get value off of it. But pretty good cards in general. Kikimor Worker is in here purely for the Endrega Queen consume, as well as for an additional target for the Ghoul in case you miss Griffin. Then we've got double Endrega Eggs for the drones, Glusty Warp, and Eater for those consuming of the drones, and Eater spawns more of those drones. So if you don't have enough drones, Eater's just going to give you more drones. Eater also gets immunity, so it's pretty bonkers, pretty fun. And if you don't get enough of its creepy face on its own card, Idarran has it in the background. So there you go. Tons of fun. Anyway, we'll jump in, show you guys exactly how this works. Nagelfar's in here for consistency. If you guys have watched my channel before, you know I love Nagelfar. It's one of the best consistency cards in the game, just because you get a card to your hand, and that can be really, really helpful. All right, let's jump in. I do want to say the first game that I played with this, as soon as I spawned the double Kikimor Queen, the guy just gave up. The second game I played, I missed some of my draws. We made some changes, so here's hoping this deck fares a little bit better. And for those of you who are wondering, you usually scream and yell and are so loud. Well, my son is going to sleep, so we're being restive. Okay, Wild Hunt Riders, pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of thinking required for them here. I would like to have some kind of consume for this Foglet. Arrakis Behemoth is pretty good at boosting up a whole bunch of units, though. So I'm actually going to put Endrega Eggs back. This combo is just stellar. And then this can feed off of that. So I think we actually have enough here. We'll save Foglet for next round. It is tempo, so I think Magic Lamp would have made more sense here for the Wild Hunt Riders. I just forgot to change that. But you can use this to some effect onto certain cards just to bulk them up a bit. Behemoth being a decent example of that. Bear Witchers are pretty gross right now. Arnagod is just nuts. What he can do is just straight broken. Alright, we're going to go for Wild Hunt Riders because we have the dominance now, and I just don't want to mess with it. It also gets us our Thrive proc, so that works well for us as well. Kikimor Worker is a bit vulnerable, but it is 7 for 5. It's not all that stellar. I find it better as just a good Endrega Queen partner. Take it to a dance, throw it a party. Tell it you have so much fun. Alright, we'll go for Worker here, see if we can get it to stick. Definitely don't want to boost Worker because as soon as it gets exposed, it dies. Here the opponent's going for the Witcher Student spawn. So seeing a lot of Witchers come down. And then he's damaging these Bear Witcher Adepts because they heal themselves every turn. So just good general points. Now if I was a smart man, I would have played to the melee row so that we could get Arrakis Behemoth to boost all those units, but I'm not a genius, so here we are. Oh, better synergy that you could get that way. Eater also would be a good companion here. And here I just want to defend against the damaged unit value. Those Bear Witcher Mentors, since you're getting so many of these damaged units. We get good engine value here out of the Andrea Queen as well. But only 2 Insectoids on each row, so while I do like Arachas Behemoth for that boost, he's not looking superb here. Here the opponent needs to make up a lot of value. I think Leo would be a good way to solve that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16 points onto a 4-point Leo, so 20-point Leo. We're going to be patient with this one. He does need to make up 15 points of value. Like I said, Leo would be really good here. Something that boosts itself by the number of damage units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can get 1 more. Onto... Oh no, he can't. Because we're all armored up and boosted. I had actually said as I was making decks this morning that Skellige, the best counter for Skellige is probably monsters, just because you have so many boosting units, and they're probably not including Morkvarg, Heart of Terror. It's a little bit weird. Opponent here just going for the value onto the Bear Abomination, and using Bear Witcher Mentor to get boosted. And he just edges us out by 2 points there. So good play. But they had to use all of their leader charges. Alright, I'm actually kind of glad to see Foglet so that we can get rid of it again. We are looking for Karen Thier and or Ciri. Okay, Barghest works really well here for the Foglet. Then Dodulok, I think, will probably target either Hybrid or Puka. Alright. These are drones, but they do take up some room. So we're going to go range throw with this. And what we spawn here doesn't really matter. I'm going to spawn Succubus just so he thinks we have another one. You do need 2 of them to make them work properly. So just something to keep in mind. Now we really want Ciri Dash here. If at all possible. And if we really wanted to go nuts here, we can actually go Karen Thier onto Ciri Dash with Eater. Nice. Because I feel a little bit crazy today, I might actually do that. This is both consumes right here. This is just going to clutter my row a little bit too much, I think. So I did miss Kikimora Queen, and I would like to have her. I would also really like to have Glusty as a finisher. So, because I'm a crazy person, we're going to show you guys how this can work. And this is each turn. So if I were to spawn this, then I'd get a free drone. So you just want to make sure you're getting your spawns properly timed. Oh, I forgot they, I should have known this. Karen Thier obviously only does monster units, so it's not going to work on Ciri Dash. Duh. But we do want to make sure we're getting those one-time spawns. Now remember, whenever this thread is triggered, we spawn a drone in this row. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. it's the first one we spawned. That way it is proccing this crochet first. And we'll just save this so we can play this a different turn. Every time where you're proccing this Thrive, it's going to spawn another one. Then once we get down to Adrenaline 4, it's going to start spawning in Drega Larvae. Sucrus is something I've seen a lot of lately. Now remember, these guys spawn an extra one every time they played. Do have to be a little conscious of our room. I probably want this Siri Dash to come down soon. Crochet is just going to kind of take up too much room here. We are going to go for Siri Dash. We're progging those Thrives, that's why the extra one's coming out here. I'm probably going to target Eater. And I just kind of have to space this out properly at this point. Sarah says decent play here. Eater on ranged actually might make more sense just so we have more room. Though I will want to clean this up. No, we'll go ahead and do it. Remember, we still haven't played our original crochet yet. This is actually kind of helpful for us. We want him to try to clean up some of this garbage for us. So he consumes all tokens and gains immunity. So what we actually want to do here is go for the Arrakis Behemoth, boost everything, and then consume it. It's also going to avoid the Thrive trigger for us here. But we do have to wait for Adrenaline 3. So we're going to hold off on that. I know I'm playing this like I haven't played it before. I have never actually gotten it to go into the long round like I want. Hey, congrats to you, Chairman Wu, for going to Prestige 3. Good work, my man. Nothing to contest this Siri Dash, so I guess we're just walking away with it at this point. And now we're totally full up here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and go like this. Not the card we wanted. Glusty Warp would have been really nice just to clean these up. It'd be interesting to see what exactly the opponent goes for here. Ooh, Arnagod plays really well. So he has a shield and he's going to do 7 points of damage to whatever we spawn. Endrake eggs would typically play pretty well against that. Here I'm actually going to go for cool, just so we can spawn this Indrega larva. Man, we are running out of room. I love the Quen play with Arnagod. I think this makes a lot of sense. You get that shield. At this point, I'm most likely just going to be discarding cards. I think Bear Witcher makes a lot of sense here. That works out really well for us. Throwing it away. We'll go for the Behemoth next. The Behemoth. Yeah, Geralt Quinn and Arnagod is just a match made in heaven. Do you think the opponent's missing a lot of damage dealing cards, which doesn't make a lot of sense? I don't think I would go for Ursine Ritual. You really want to be able to damage more of your opponent's units. It's a good thing we don't have Glusty Warp. I think that would really have stung the opponent in the end. Here again, Arnagod just doing the damage to the unit. As played, we're going for the boost. And that's a solid win for us. Here you're going to see it do 1 damage. Clear off those eggs. Anyway, pretty good value. I think we kind of unfortunately got all our good draws at the very end. I mean, a win's a win. But I would have liked to have been able to push a little bit more round 1. So we'll jump into one more game. Show you guys a bit more how this deck can play. You'll notice there's not a lot of removal. Parasite's basically it. And I think it's because we're seeing enough removal lately. I think it's fun to get out there and start playing with these crazy decks. But the Idarran play is just it's just straight nuts, man. Alright, this is a little bit better. We start to see our Glusty Warp here. We get our Foglets. Now we just need some consumes. We definitely don't need double Indrega eggs. Oh my gosh. Ghoul is not helpful round 1, so. Alright, well we got some things, but we missed out on others. Just always want to check out your other golds. What am I missing here? I don't really want to play any of these ones this round. I'd be fine with Doldulok or Siri normally. But once again, just getting a late Siri, it looks like. I have not seen Shieldwall yet in the current since the expansion, so it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. I forget with, so you do want to make sure with Eater that adrenaline check gets passed. But Eater and oh my gosh, his name is escaping me. But this guy, I'm not really sure why you would want to play him out quite yet, but who am I to judge you? Follow your heart, good sir. You know, I feel like a risky guy today. So let's go for some risk. This is exactly what I wanted. Veil onto the Griffin Witcher. Oh, just to protect it from getting the lock. So that way it can keep doing that damage. Well, I'm not going to let it get that far if we're being honest with each other, right? So here I actually think Andrega Queen onto Foglet makes a decent amount of sense. Then we can clean that up with Arrakis Behemoth just for some really good value. We're proccing our thrives. Personally, I think if you see a Siri Dash come down that you can't deal with, just get out of here. Get out of the match. Do love this boosted unit in your deck order. I think this is actually one of the best ones. I think the heal adjacent units by 3 each is the best value. But this one also works really well. I'm actually going to play here. Maybe not. I wanted to play there. We're probably going to go all out this round, though. Very unfortunate with the Foglet there and the Siri. So a couple of things just kind of left out hanging. Dolded Lock makes a lot of good sense here. Remember, it does give us a spawn, so it works really well with Idarran. These Andrega eggs spawn for us, and we got Glusty. We got Eater to clean those up and spawn them again. Koshe. So the only thing I'm really missing here is our good friend Karen Thier. Would have preferred to have him earlier, but we are, as I say, where we are. I don't really have anything to consume, so I'm actually going to put Andrega Queen out here. That way when she spawns a unit, Eater's taking full advantage. Idarran, sorry, is taking full advantage of his spawn proc, and then we'll use the Andrega Larvae to get full value out of that. I have an alarm to always remember to take my meds, so everybody enjoy the wonderful clinking sound of me taking allergy pills and anxiety meds. Dude, COVID just messes with all of our brains, you know what I mean? Get therapy. Everybody deserves some. I'm interested to see what we get out of Donimir here. Kind of want this to be a Visigodo play, and then we just have a bit of a appendage measuring contest, just to see if we can put up more points. Amphib coming down. It is Visigodo. Makes a lot of sense here. I like the play. So here I do want these Andrega eggs at some point. But I'm first going to go for these Andrega larvae. This is a little bit weird. This counter should have been reset. So I'm going to have to share this footage with our good friends. I should check that first. So the first time you spawn a unit each turn, so it must only count during that turn. At the end of the turn won't count, I guess. It's a bit unfortunate. So I do need to get this Andrega eggs out. Let's get Koshe down first. Appendage measuring contest. I'm eager to see what he's able to do with Visigodo. I think you can do some really interesting stuff with him and Kuin. So I'm like, honestly, there's part of me that's like, yes, let me see, I want to see. We're not quite ready for Idar yet, so we're not really getting a whole lot of value out of these cards. These are kind of just some misplays by me here. Showing you guys what not to do. We are going to get enough value. These other ones. We'll Doldulok here. We're going to go ahead and spawn Chimera. Now, note we could consume one of the drones, then boost all of the drones in a row. But here we're able to trigger Crochet. That works well for us. And Behemoth here is not really going to get any bonus. These are going to go up to 5, which will sit tidy with Idar. Should probably want to play down Idar here first. This Chimera should have gone to the other row, but I'm a slow learner. So the Veil does prevent the immunity, so that's not what you want to do either. Can't all be geniuses. I think we actually want Glusty here to clean things up. We'll spawn these first. Crazy good value there. And he had all the 7s. And I probably should count this out, but I don't really feel like a thinker today, so here we're just going to clean this all up and then boost everything once again. And we'll count this out next turn. Here, just kind of forcing the Northern Realms player to play out everything they've got. I do love this conversion. I think Ragnar would play well here. Keldar spawning these Witcher students makes a lot of sense. Really good value from the opponent. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not enough. Yeah, misplays with the Siri the first round kind of put us in this bind. This is a little too late. Oh, this plays decently there. I don't think there's really anything else we want to consume here. Except for a Dragon Nest. Alright. Not the best, not the worst. Obviously, Kikimor Queen was the one we were looking for. Plays well with Doldulok. Just gonna go for the damage here. The opponent has to put something on this unit to protect the lock. We're just gonna deny him value onto any of our units. Erland is his name, and he is quite good. This is not a good look for us. Honestly, we should have protected that. That's the only thing of value that we have. But Erland here, I'm guessing, is going to get at least 6 points of boost, if not all 8. But we'll play this again. We'll do it correctly. I apologize for not playing super clean. Used to be spawn 1 drone on either side, I thought. But this works fine. This is great for the opponent. And I think we're pretty much shut out here, so. Best we could hope for is a draw, but Erland's going to come in here with massive value. There's a Scytheman play you were thinking about, Chairman Wu. Great play from the opponent. Good game. Yeah, that Siri tilt was not good with the lopsided foglet. They kind of got us exactly where they wanted us. Make sure you're working on this. Oh, one thing I do want to say. Okay, everyone who's watching this, pause. This should take prime importance. First off, make sure to progress to each of these. You get the little avatars. You get the name that you can use, the little title, and then you also open up each of these 6 trees. At the end of each of the trees, or rather kind of like halfway through, are each of the locations, which are all pretty good but not phenomenal. So I would recommend saving up your reward keys, making sure you can work your way towards these ones. Like I said, any carryover value I think in the current meta is just crazy good. So I'm going to be pushing for Cairn Saren here. And just like pick a direct path. Grab these ones. I mean, like Northern Realms kegs are fine, but just push your direct path directly there, and then always make sure you're making progress on the journey. And now we have to play one more special card, but then as soon as we do that, you'll see us progress several stages in the journey. It can be really helpful just to get some of those free rewards. And if you've bought the premium journey, which I do recommend personally, I find it's like one of the best values in mobile games. Like the return, the ROI is really good. I mean, you do have to play the game, but if you play the game a lot, and if you're watching this YouTube video or this Twitch stream, you probably do. It's worth a little bit of investment for 3 months of rewards. Okay, Foglet goes away. Here we get a consume. We get another consume. These guys line up nicely. Glusty Warp is a nice finisher here. So I'm pretty happy with all of these cards. I think the one thing I'm thinking about putting back here is actually the Barghest. This is pretty solid. I would have liked to have gotten my Wild Hunt Riders. That's what I was looking for. But this works fine for us. So right now my gold's Behemoth. I can kind of play that whenever. And Dragon Queen is useful sometimes. But these 3 kind of put me in a position where I'm nervous about using the Naglfar this round. Got sand aplenty in your boots. Nilfgaard has some really fun, really interesting plays that it can make. Mill is not the way to go, in my opinion, right now. Oh, well, that is a fantastic mill, though. Opponent getting exactly what they wanted. Problem with a mill against a deck like mine is I just have so much tempo and so much value that's really hard to compete with at some point. Dreg eggs are going to proc these thrives, and it's going to give me 3 drones. Alzur is decent value if you can get like Oneiromancy or something else onto him, but he's played the range, so Keltalus isn't going to get synergy here. We're just going to knock this down while we still have the dominance. Yeah, we got some phenomenal play with Idarran. The first game, you guys saw exactly what you can do with this deck with Idarran when played moderately correctly. Dun Banner is mediocre at best. I don't love the Doom spell play there, but it's a choice you can make. Here we're gonna go for this one, and then we're just gonna boost up Foglet. Right now I'm actually fine with pretty much any of these ones. Caranthir would even be okay here too. The one I don't want is Siri. I kind of like the option. So I'm actually going to go ahead here and start with Doldulok. But Glusty comes in here just as like a very reasonable finisher for us. We can go ahead and spawn these, proc these Thrives. He does get one more spell out of Alzur, but he's gonna need something. Like if you're gonna use Alzur, use the good spells. Oneiromancy being number 1. Vilgefortz doesn't make a lot of sense to me here. You're smashing into your Magni Division. Alright, because we got Kikimor Worker here, actually. We're going to go for Naglfar because we're crazy people. Eater works really well for us here. We're just going to play this to range throw. Proc these Thrives. He's ready to rock. Quite happy with our position. The walk here makes some good sense. We're getting some reasonable value out of this. But we're going to just shut the opponent down here. Might be a bit of an overplay, but when you're playing with closed deck lists, I have no idea what he has in hand. Jens Invo pretty strong here, pretty dangerous. But I know something he doesn't know. In order to take card advantage, he's probably gonna have to dry pass, and if he dry passes, we are going to play Siri at the beginning of the 3rd round. Get really good value out of her. This is pretty good synergy altogether here. Somewhat expect a dry pass. Hey, Montal14, thanks for joining. Yeah, we're running I'm recording a video for YouTube right now, and we are showing off Idarran and Idar with Siri Dash, Koshe, and Kikimor Queen. It's working pretty well. Alright, missing that Wild Hunt Rider is unfortunate. Certainly not the end of our day. We're going to go ahead and play Siri Dash here. We've seen Vilgefortz, we've seen Jens Invo. I think she stands a decent chance of surviving here. Hey, Hot Doritos, how's it going? Lightning Freestyle. Did I just get raided? I didn't get an announcement. I mean, I'm happy to have you all, you guys, if you just popped by the channel. But this looks like a raid. All right, we're gonna pass here. Obviously, would have preferred to save this value in the Siri Dash for round 3. But some days you can't have everything you want. This guy burnt our Idarran, so we missed that play, but we still get Karen Thier here. Ghoul right now can eat the Kikimor worker, which is good value for us, so we're going to keep him. It's a 9-point play. We're just going to put this Wild Hunt Rider back. He's not much use to us. And the Barghest can consume the Karen Thier just for value, although Endrega Queen would be much better, and Endrega Behemoth would be even better than that. Oh, Griffin's kind of the worst of all the options. Hey, how are all you guys doing? Ocean Mud sent you over. All right, we'll have to send I always raid back. But thank you guys all for joining. Great to see all you guys. How's the day going? This is a Glusty Warp, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him just drop this down now. But we know something he doesn't know. Oh, Herquax is a very odd play here. Gonna pull out Living Armor. That's a bit unfortunate. I really wanted it to be our Endrega Queen, but she's 7 and the Arrakis Behemoth is 8. So that's unfortunate. I know what they like to do with this, so we're just going to go ahead and smack that down just so you can't do value swaps. Yes, I did. I just made it probably like an hour ago. But great to have all you guys. Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done. Although I think he's going to find he would have been in a better position had he just waited. Okay, so we do have to think here. Koshé is going to trigger these on Adrenaline 4, which will be now. So we're going to get 2 more Endrega larvae. And then we can just drop down the Endrega Queen and use the Ghoul and Griffin for value. So I think that makes most sense. But so if you have Idarran in this deck, which we do, and he doesn't get burnt by Traherne, then he is going to spawn a Koshé in the other row or a Kikimor Queen. So you can just get this crazy, crazy value bouncing these cards off each other. We're going to drop this other Koshé up here, just so we're triggering both these Thrives, getting these Endrega Larvae. Just crazy, crazy value. And remember, with Idarran, every time we spawn these Endrega Larvae as part of this Thrive, he also would have spawned those Endrega Larvae to the other row. So you get the Karen Thier spawn, and then you get the spawn from the Thrive proc, plus the spawn from the other Thrive proc. It's just nasty business. I think this is a mill deck that forgot that it was a mill deck. This is perfect for us. We really, really needed her out. Otherwise, we're going to have to eat one of our Endrega Larvae. So this works really well for us. We're going to go Kikimor Queen to this row. Proc both of these Thrives. Get out the Endrega Larva. And you see us just going to town. Just so much value. And then this Endrega Queen, I like to use her on the Kikimor Workers because you get that armor and then she spawns drones every time you play one of those. Yeah, the Vilgefort's coming back out just to try to deal with one of our units. I think Kikimor Queen was a decent choice there. We're out of cards now. Kind of wonder what else they had. I don't know if they counted that off correctly. But I think we're just going to keep Griffin in here. Wild Hunt Rider's trash. And Ghoul gets him at best. Missed the synthesis. I don't know how that ended up in the grave. Oh, it was from the Alzar. Yeah, best he gets is a 4. Oh, 5. Naglfar Taskmaster. So there it is. That's the play. Unsurprising, really. This is a 9-point play for us, so we're going to go for Griffin first. Actually, let's see. Maybe we go for Wild Hunt Rider here. But we're not proccing this Koshé, so let's proc the Koshés. I think that's the better choice. You're just watching those Thrives just rip their way up the board, taking total advantage. The Wild Hunt Rider is just kind of a dud here. But we will proc the Endrega larvae that we spawn from these, so I think that's what our final strategy will be. So here we're just going for this Keekmore worker. Typically the goal would have been to grab this Griffin, but just watch us rock those Thrives all the way up the board. We have just enough room to place this Wild Hunt Rider. And if for some reason the opponent clutters our board, we just go ahead and boost up our highest unit. No need to do that here. I think we're just going to put this on our lowest units, Behemoth or Behemoth and this drone. And that should be enough to put this to bed. Caraspis is for Idarran and Siridash. So they put our Idarran in the graveyard, but that's what I was talking through. Idarran, first time you spawn a unit, spawn a 1 power copy of it in that row, is just phenomenal with Karen Thier, Koshé, and Keekmore Queen, because you're able to get an extra copy of that. And then you can actually just go ahead and use Caraspis on one of those if you're feeling a bit pinched and still have a lot of value. But here, the Tourney Joust is just not enough for the opponent. I could have, but I didn't need the consume here. There was no benefit to the consume. I didn't want to like add more value to a single specific unit. But yeah, thank you guys for the questions. I'm actually recording this for YouTube, so people on YouTube have commented thanking me for people asking questions so I can explain it in more detail. I don't do a lot great, but that is one of the things. But for those of you on YouTube, thank you for joining. Join us on Twitch because we have a lot of fun after I record these videos. Until next time, good luck on the path. Get out there. Keep on Gwenting.